How are you, fellows?
What's up?
What's up?
How's it
Chang,
going? Happy to be here.
yeah, nice to meet you, Gwart. I don't think we've ever done voice before.
Yeah, we haven't. You'll have to come on my pod sometime.
I would be honored to come on your pod. Dude, how did you get Hester Pierce on the pod? What was that?
Oh, okay. That's actually kind of funny. She reached out to me. I don't know if there was like some I don't know if someone gave her my information, but when I saw it, I was like, why is the SEC emailing me? At first, for a second there, I was like, what is going on? But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, there was like zero context. She had no idea who I was, obviously. So, yeah, it's cool that, they're willing to engage, I guess.
I'll be honest, I haven't listened to it, but I heard a lot of good things about it, and I saw you both post a little bit that the SEC is tapped into crypto.
Yeah, yeah, it seemed encouraging, I will say. I mean, relative to what we've got in the past, right? And she seems to know. She seems to be like somebody who, it's not so common these days, but you like a politician who genuinely cares about the voice of the people. So, she's not like our age, obviously, right?
Uh,
And she's a lot more serious than we are. But yeah, it was quite cool.
would you call it?
I think you should get her on. You can get her on.
I would love to. Would you call it the crypto mommy? Is what you were calling her?
Yeah, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
I would love to get her on. Also, Robert, is that Rasmer Chang? Welcome back to the stream, man. You've
Good
been,
to be here.
dude. What does it take to get a Twitter badge on the DeFi Chang account? Like, how does that work?
I'm a full-time employee. Like, I work for this company, so that's my badge. But before it's just like my friends were just giving me badges for fun. I'm not affiliated with any of those companies. Like, those are just friends.
We just paid for Twitter Gold for the counterparty, like the company behind the threadguy stream, and we're having some chats in the background on how do we get the DeFi Chang affiliate badge. That's a movie. How do you guys know each other? I know I was going back and forth with Chang about coming on, and then Gort, you replied, and you were like, "Let me come on." Like, have you guys done? Have you gone on the Gort pod? Like, how do you guys know each other?
Yeah, Chang came on the Gore Pod. I don't know, just following him on Twitter. Stream of consciousness tweets. I started following. I was like, okay, we got to get this guy on. And I don't know, Chang was my pod the first pod you've come on, or you done prior?
No, yours was the first. But so the day after you messaged me, threadguy messaged me as well, and it's just random, I think. But I spent a lot of time listening to Gwart's pod in like 2023 because I was working in crypto and I needed to kind of like study and learn some tech, some basics. So I just listened to a lot of episodes.
I'm an enjoyer of the Gort pod. I we messaged back and forth, I think, for the first time around the Hasib debates, which was awesome. That was incredible. Gort, what do you do? Do you just like shit post to do the pod full time? Do you work in crypto? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is what I do. Podcasting, I guess, as a side quest. It's obviously not as labor intensive as streaming. How many days a week you stream? Like 3, 4?
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, yeah. So I do one pod a week. Try to get a diverse group of people on, but that's pretty much the extent of it. I have never really had a real job in crypto or outside of crypto. So
Really?
my background's not. Yeah, I mean, in college I worked in some TradFi stuff, but nothing. Yeah, once I got out of college, I was basically right around COVID, and then got into DeFi at that time. And yeah, it was like one of those things where we were all, degenning, or I guess investing, if you will, in 2020, 2021. And I wasn't like, none of us were paying attention to how any of the stuff worked, right?
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't present on Twitter. And then like once the bear market came around, I was like, all right, I'll start looking into how this stuff works. And like I kind of started doing deep dives on just random, crypto topics, and got into a lot of the mechanism design weed and got completely nerd sniped into rabbit holes. And so yeah, that was kind of like the impetus for me starting my account. And then since then, yeah, just shit posting along with you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, where does your technical expertise come from, because you have the shit posting level that you post at is like pretty nuanced.
It's definitely not technical, like from a like I can't code, I can't write, I can't read code. But I mean, I have a background in economics. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself an economist, you know. But I did work. I will say, you know, I did work in banking and private equity, and like I did like a I don't know what they call them, you know, externship or whatever in
Uh-huh.
venture capital. So I have some like rudimentary, I guess, understanding of TradFi stuff, and maybe that's why when I finally did start looking at how a lot of crypto stuff worked, I was like, guys, like this is not exactly what you think it is. But you know, I obviously have stuck around. It's fun. I think crypto Twitter is absolutely hilarious. You know, so it's my full time gig now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was hyped when I got the follow back. Honestly, for both, not gonna lie. But all right, I have like some topics. I just kind of like raw dog, so we can just cover a bunch of stuff. Chang, I'll go to you. By the way, your account is hilarious. You go on these like manic posting sprees about like specific things. That's the only thing you post about for an entire day. It was like pump. Now it's like kind of fuck hyperliquid. And then the topic of yesterday was this fucking Aster, which I completely missed. I kind of was trying to justify it to myself that I missed this trade as like, okay, perps are sort of a blind spot in my expertise, if you will, in crypto. Like I like didn't trade hyperliquid. So if you didn't trade hyperliquid, can you be mad that you missed this? Like, not really. But then again, you probably just buy the CZ chart post. Like that, I guess that was kind of obvious. Like you just buy the CZ chart post. It's no longer X Binance, it's just Binance in his bio. Um, but I don't know. What do you have a take on this? Did you trade this? Like, what do you think?
So I bought it after it like 3x'd and from the bottom. But yeah, I barely put like any money into it. So I mean, it's pretty sad because I think like NBS probably made like, I don't know, like half a mil or something, maybe. Like no, not half a mil, like half of 10 mil or something. I don't know. Someone like in the group chat like bought a shit ton at the bottom and they're just like flexing. Um, but yeah, it's also really sad because like Apollo X, like I've talked to these guys before, and before this one got sent, you know, MYX was sending, right? And MYX is like another team that I've known for like a few years now, since like 2020 maybe 2021, and it's like I don't even think they knew that this was going to be crime this hard. So yeah, just like CZ can just like take a shit on the floor and it's gonna be it's gonna be like going to the moon, you know? It's just how it is. It like it doesn't make any yeah, it's an on-chain play also because like everyone that went to APIT were the same people that were you know, shilling cards and pump and yeah, it's all the same guys. It's like bridged over as quickly as they could and bought. And I think a lot of people didn't even like understand like there's gonna be like a migration or whatever. So yeah, and now like there's like unlocks coming soon. Yeah.
Did you buy it because you hate hyperliquid? Did you buy it just because it's CZ post?
No, I don't hate Hyperliquid. I obviously think Hyperliquid is like very good, and I don't think Aster is a good product, right? No one thinks it's a good product. I don't think anyone that has ever traded on this thing at all. Same with like Avantis. I don't think anyone actually trades on that. Um, yeah, just I think perp dexes might just be new to a lot of people in crypto.
Dude, I don't even really know what MYX is.
MYX was like a fork of a popular another like perp dex back in 2021, and they waited 5 years to launch a token.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of these things like look, they just if they launch independently of Binance or did not have any affiliation with like you know crime, they would not go anywhere, right? Like no one's buying it because it's a good product. They're buying it because like someone's pumping it, someone's talking about it.
Yeah.
It's just an attention trade.
Do you think this is like the result of CZ? One, he kind of has like free reign again to act as he wants, but two, Binance sees and just like feels the heat of Hyperliquid and is sort of like, holy, like we have to make a play like right now. We're sort of losing edge.
Yeah, I mean, like CZ is like God. Like he's literally God in the crypto sense, right? Like he he's not in jail. SBF and Do Kwon are not around. CZ is around. I think CZ has arguably done a lot of more crazy shit than those two guys, but yeah, it's just like CZ, like you could say that crypto is literally just Binance. Like Binance is crypto. Binance is not Hyperliquid. Binance is not Coin. I mean, crypto is not Coinbase. Crypto is not Hyperliquid. Crypto is not Solana even. Crypto is Binance. Binance has been the kind of like they start they like CZ determines when all season begins and ends. You know, CZ could tell you all season starts today and ends on December, and it would play out the way that he calls it. Like CZ is basically like law in crypto.
Is that
Is my
wait, Gwart, what do you think about that? Is that CZ have that much pull? CZ determines when all season starts. It's kind of that's a crazy sentence.
I mean, this isn't exactly my domain, but I definitely think that like the Americans under index on how powerful Binance in Asia is. But also we all know that like for the first 8 years of crypto, getting a Binance listing was make or break. The one thing I would say here is like with regards to whether or not he's feeling the heat. I mean, is it really the play to chill this like bottom barrel perp DEX as a response to Hyperliquid? Like, I don't know. It doesn't. It's not like direct competition, right? We all know what's going on. Is he just gonna keep doing this until one of them sticks? I don't know, but like, I don't think anybody. And I use perp DEXs. I don't really consider myself to have an edge in trading perp, so I do it, as a little punt here and there. But what I would say is like most perp DEXs to me seem like more or less comparable. And I'm not saying that's the case, but what I would say is that like everybody says this thing's terrible. Like there's like unanimous opinion with regards to this being terrible. So it's like when you're talking about whether or not this is, I don't know. It's almost, I don't know. It's like, saying that you're going to compete, like a Ferrari's winning and you're going to, put out like some janky ass like shit car and say that like keep pumping these out until one of them, I don't know. It doesn't seem like very logical if that's really his intention. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's funny. I also feel like CZ has been out of the, maybe at least in my world, which I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but I feel like CZ's been sort of out of the daily discourse on CT. Well, I mean, Cheng, why does, and maybe I'm just in a weird bubble, but why does no one talk about BNB? It's like one of the best looking charts in all of crypto.
I think some traders who like play perps, they have been talking about BNB for a while. Like there's a guy called DJ_trades, Z, not an S. He called a lot of like the early majors and exchange coin pumps, and he's been talking about BNB since like the summer. It just took a long time for BNB to actually like make a fat leg, but BNB is like it's always been a big coin and a lot of people hold it. And also like CZ bringing attention to Aster is not really a competition against Hyperliquid. Aster is a comp to Hyperliquid, and it's a good narrative. But what really CZ is doing is just pulling users off of Solana to bridge over to BNB, so he can start BNB shitcoin season and repeat this like same effect on anything, right? He just do whatever he wants, and people would stay, right? And how sticky would that be? I don't know, but it's obvious. It's obvious that the liquidity drain, none of it happened on Hyperliquid. It was all Solana, right? Like everyone bridged off of Solana as quickly as they could, sold their bags, and went to ape this thing.
Do you think?
I think also people don't
Go ahead.
I think people don't realize that BNB. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but it would not surprise me at all if a lot of the inspiration for how hype tokenomics work is from BNB. Like the notion of buybacks, that was, I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to Jeff about this, but like my assumption is that he saw BNB doing this buyback program. The problem with the BNB buyback program is that it's extremely arbitrary and no one seems to really have like clear insight into how they actually, return value in the sense that like it's, you know, sort of speculated that it's CZ's personal, you know, ledger, and he just apes, you know, market buys, market clips, you know, a billion of BNB or something, right? Like, and that's how he does it. Whereas with Hype, obviously, it's much more transparent, and there's sort of this like social contract that these buybacks are going to continue, and that like that's sort of the understanding with the Hyperliquid community. Like BNB, the way that it was originally designed, it was fuzzier, but like I would assume that Jeff took a lot of inspiration from that. I mean, in that sense, it's like there is real value there, right? He doesn't do it with, I don't think, 100% of the exchange funds, but there is some like corollary there, I would say, with Hype.
Gwart, do you think this obsession with buybacks, I guess on the back end of Hyperliquid, I guess BNB, but back end of Hyperliquid and then now Pump, is crypto tokenomics going in the right direction?
You know, I had this conversation. I actually did a podcast yesterday. I was talking to a guy about this, and I think generally with startups, right, like the premise is like growth at all costs, and you just like continue to fire back into acquiring users and sort of developing network effects. One thing that I think is maybe somewhat unique about crypto, and I don't know like how much we could read into this, but I would say that one interesting aspect is in kind of Jeff having this in his mind to like immediately turn on this printer is a lot of these projects are sort of, once they are out there and once they're kind of a protocol out in the wild, they are much closer to being complete, I would say, than a lot of traditional startups. And I may be like sort of misunderstanding this, but I think that it's in certain scenarios, like with Hyperliquid, like you know, have this long farming period and then giving people some belief and reason to hold a token like right off the rip was pretty brilliant. I don't think this is necessarily going to be the case with like, you know, all projects. There's going to be a lot of projects that, you know, like for example, Athena, right? Like I don't think they're doing anything remotely similar, right? Like they're attempting to capture a very kind of niche stablecoin market. But with something like Hyperliquid, I think, you know, I mean, obviously it's turned out well. So who are we to say that, you know, this isn't the right strategy? And Pump the same. I don't know. Yeah, I would say both have done, like, it seems smart thus far.
Yeah, I like that take. It's also, I think, the case where like a lot of these protocols that are trying to do the buybacks don't make any money. You know, there was all the hype around the like the launch coin flywheel and whatnot, and I feel like there's like a threshold where it's meaningful. Like Pump's bought back 7% of the supply as of yesterday, which is like a pretty meaningful amount. But if you make like 10K a day, it's like it doesn't fucking matter. Like launch coin, right? It's like what do you do? Chang, I know you're a big launch coin fan. But yeah, I think it's a good take. Chang, to go to you real quick, do you think that there was an actual meaningful amount of liquidity on Solana that was stolen from BNB and what just happened with Aster? I know you tweeted about it a couple times.
So I think Solana on-chain was already showing some weakness before that, but just like timed perfectly so that everyone's desperate to make it back. So bridge off to buy it. It was kind of like a trade that every single group chat was mentioning at the same time. So yeah, it's kind of like very, very forced, right? Everyone just try to fuck off.
Yeah, it makes sense. I guess on the topic of Solana, and we could stop talking about this fucking Aster thing that I missed, it's not the most... Okay, I kind of think that DATs are a really uninteresting meta, but it's the trade that's like in front of us, so it's worth talking about. I had Kyle Samani come on Monday, which I felt special about, but I guess he's just on a generational media tour right now. He's gone like he's gone like 15 podcasts in the last week. And he basically came on and they raised $1.65 billion. They deployed it in like an hour over the weekend. And then I asked him, like, is that it? Are you going to be raising more capital? And he sort of was a bit like, you know, thread guy, if you think I put my name on the line, did all this for $1.6 billion, you must like not know who, you must not know who the fuck I am, kind of thing. And then I think the thing that's interesting about the Solana DAT trade is that they can sort of be activists with the Solana that they hold and try to earn more, earn yield, participate in Solana DeFi and whatnot. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Camino looks crazy. Drift looks crazy. Jupiter looks kind of primed. But I guess at a high level, like Gwart, you've spent a lot of time talking about the DATs. How much of an impact do you think on maybe price, but the ecosystem broadly, are we about to see with Kyle Samani and then Pantera and then everyone that's raising for Sol DATs?
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. I kind of like your initial statement regarding this not being the most interesting thing in the world. I'm sort of at that point as well. Also, this is another thing where I have no edge in trading tokenized, like traditional equities of tokens, and I'm also not being invited to these pipes. Like everyone apparently is getting invited to these pipes. I'm not, so I don't know. I certainly don't think I have, like any unique insight into this. I will say one thing that I was talking with somebody about yesterday. It's kind of an interesting way to look at this. Is like some of these DATs, and especially as you go down and start talking about staking and utilizing this capital in DeFi. I mean, we are very closely nearing on the edge of basically actively traded hedge funds. To be honest, which takes on a completely different dynamic when you're issuing equity to buy a token, and then utilizing these tokens to yield farm or arbitrage. I'm not sure arbitrage is really the right word here. It should really be like a different risk profile when you're aping into like Camino or something like this, right? So look, my point is just it's interesting that we're kind of looking to move some of this traditional capital into DeFi, bring it on chain. I don't know how it plays out. I also, I mean, we're pretty early, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't have anything you probably haven't already heard.
You think it's early?
It's early to see how where it all culminates. I mean, like if we get a massive bear market, what do you think happens to these things? One thing that I think is maybe a little bit under discussed is that these vehicles can just trade at a discount. Mm-hmm. So like during the last bear market, MicroStrategy traded a discount for a decent bit of time. Now, there was kind of, again, this social contract that Michael Saylor just never, ever selling Bitcoin. So there wasn't this idea with shareholders to kind of kickstart this flywheel. I guess, somebody I think you've had on, I don't know if you talked to him about this, but like Udi has been very, very kind of on top of this. And he and I have talked about this a good bit. And I don't know. It'll be if we get a massive drawdown, right? That'll be interesting to see what kind of happens to these things. I don't know if we see like a 50% drawdown on some of these sort of going down the list of CoinGecko, number 50 coin. If investors are going to want to re-kickstart this flywheel, right? Like I don't know if it works inverse. So we'll see.
Do you think on the Solana side, we are going to see, I don't know, I'm sitting here on DEX screen, I'm looking at all these Sol DeFi charts, and I feel like it's sort of being telegraphed that these things are going to explode. Kyle is kind of telegraphing it. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like it's being telegraphed. How do you think that plays out? And then maybe Chang, I'll ask you the same question after.
I mean, all right. Let's level with each other right now. Do you you, Chang? Do you think we have an edge in knowing when Pantera is going to deploy? Do you think these guys are moving actual liquidity? They're moving real size now. Yeah. These are non-trivial amounts of Sol, and right wherever they're coming from, I don't know. Are they market buying it? There's some we're going to be hitting these one clip massive on-chain buys. I don't know. Do you think can you sit here in good faith and be oh yeah, I can front run this? There's almost no chance that I would tell anybody that I can front run massive amounts of liquidity allegedly coming in, then it's going to be used for all these making it whatever it is. I don't think that. I mean, who knows? Okay, we get a massive money printer go bull market for the next 4 months. Yeah, of course we all front ran it, but we don't know what all these guys who are actually moving markets now really know. We just don't.
Chang?
There's a guy on Twitter called Moonblocks or Moonblocks. Local native.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't know anything about what these coins do. And he was charting some of the Sol DeFi coins, along with a friend of mine called Parita. And Parita also didn't know these narratives were going to appear, and they said Sol DeFi looks good, and then the news came out. So I mean, like it's a story until the fucking DeFi tokens they all moon, and then they fucking everyone knows the story. Okay, story's fucking over now. Doesn't matter because
Yeah.
look, ETH DeFi coins, they have a fuck ton of TVL, right? You have like there's a fuck ton of TVL in a lot of these DeFi protocols, and if there's no story, there's no big guy talking about it. It's like, does anyone really care? Not really, right? So it's just like it's like a musical chairs thing. Now you're pumping the stuff that hasn't pumped, and so yeah, it's definitely closer to the end for sure. Like definitely.
Loco's been on the heater as well. I think it's a fair take. Like, honestly, Gwart, you're probably correct. Like, we really have no edge, and the edge is like Kyle said, they're gonna raise more capital and maybe deploy
Well,
it.
also like, okay, look, if you do indeed have an edge, just I don't know, open a manageable 4-month long, 5x long on Sol or something. Like, go and use a lending protocol and loop it a few times. Like, use the on-chain version. I definitely, I don't know how all of like they are replaying low float high FTV with this stuff. Like, and there's already, you can go and look at some of these early Bitcoin pipes, and it were basically like shilling these new Bitcoin DATs, and the float was like 5 or 10%, like or even lower, right? So like those are the scenarios where we're recycling all these high FTV low float coins we had before in the version of DATs. Like, if you have some high conviction on Sol, just go buy Sol, right? Just go market buy it, or I don't know if anybody does that. So like, let's just say use a manageable amount of leverage, right? and just do it on chain like a normal person, right?
That's the thing I've never understood, and I know it's kind of a boring meta. We can move on from it in a minute, but I never understood who is the marginal buyer of these DATs. Like, who the fuck is putting capital into like Solana DAT or like ETH DAT number 7? It never made sense to me. It still doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I think, okay, so this is one other thought I have, and this is also something I was talking to a guy from TradFi about, kind of. So what Saylor did initially, right, was he issued equity to buy Bitcoin, okay? And then because he was able to build a massive lead, he started issuing all these random exotic derivatives, right? He's now got like 5 different products that are debt and converts, and this most recent one is, I don't know if you guys looked into it. It's like, it's functionally an algorithmic stable coin. Like, it intends to trade at a certain, so like that's what Saylor's doing. Michael Saylor is Michael Saylor, right? We all know this. What he is able to do there, and you're asking like, who's the marginal buyer here? There are funds out there. There are, like debt funds and like these, special situations funds that go in and they try to buy certain assets that maybe, fit into a mandate for them where they want some type of exposure to Bitcoin, but they simply cannot, full port throw 80% of their investors' money into Bitcoin. Like, it's outside of what they're allowed to do. Michael Saylor realized this and has been realizing this for the past 5 years, and is able to tap into these sort of markets that we don't hear about, we don't know about, but they're massive. Now, the problem is like, is that going to be replicable for Sui and Story and like all of these random DATs? Are they going to be able to issue random debt and derivative, like all of these exotic products? It becomes harder to make that claim. And one of the like more compelling things I've heard is that, like, look, if there was extreme demand for more of this, Michael Saylor would be the one selling into these funds. Like, they don't necessarily care. They just want like, some type of volatility or something. They're not like, he would find those buyers already. So I don't know. I kind of think it's up in the air as to whether, ETH and Sol and all these DATs can kind of replicate this, like, suite of products that he's been able to.
That's an interesting take. Yeah, I guess makes sense. And I don't know how far off are we from seeing every coin in the top 25 on CoinMarketCap like announcing a DAT. I think that's maybe when like, I think Litecoin is number 20. Maybe you start selling when you see Litecoin DAT. Sounds
that exists. Charlie Lee is definitely cooking DAT right now.
what I don't know, like what does that what does that mean for the market, bro? What does that mean? What does that mean for the top callers, honestly?
I don't know. I hope we go higher than like 2021 total, because that would be kind of shitty if we didn't, because like every cycle it goes higher. So I hope it fucking goes higher, but I don't know. But I kind of also think like these coins like Litecoin, AVAX, like these guys doing DATs, it's kind of what brings back a lot of the boomer attention, because there definitely was like a lot of people that got into crypto that got stuck in these coins. Like XRP is one of them as well, and they just sat there for years, like just bag holding it, and until like these coins start to like break out or like you know, go to their 2021 highs, that's kind of what will spike attention. Like Hyperliquid is not gonna Hyperliquid could go to $1,000. It's not gonna like, people are not gonna see that, you know. They need like Pump. No one knows what Pump is. You know, they need to see stuff like AVAX, Doji, Litecoin. Like they need to see that like start shooting up. Then they check their account balances and they're like, oh shit, like, you know, that's the coins they recognize, right?
I actually like that take. Yeah, it makes sense. Ryan Watkins was on the other day from Secrecy, and he had some pretty good takes, and he was just saying that these, like, what's happening with DATs is like Wall Street's moment for crypto, and that finally they can come in with like a vehicle they understand and just like slam ridiculous size in. He was pretty optimistic about the whole thing, but you mentioned Pump, Chang. Maybe it's a good segue. I came on stream this morning and I said that I've now sold 35% of my bag. Initials are out. It's been a pretty good trade for me. It feels a little bit like the thesis for Pump, especially if you're playing the streamer side, happened like a little too quickly. And if you go on Dex Screener and you look around at these charts, they basically all look the same. And there was like a 2-day window where it just like it was this weekend. I was fucking at home trying with my parents, trying not to look at my phone, and it kind of all happened at once. Alex Becker kind of local topped it, making 300K in a fucking hour, and a coin that he basically runs. Yeah. And now it feels like there is I feel like people have like a severe hangover on the Pump trade right now, even though I still think it has a lot of like room in it. Chang, how do you think about it?
I think Pump is not like giga topped. Like it's gonna go a lot higher. I just don't know when, but I just think Pump is one of those coins that will like it's kind of like Hyperliquid. Like Hyperliquid is like you don't know when the top is. You don't really know. It's just slowly kind of climbing higher and higher and higher, because it's like the major theme of this cycle. And Pump is one of those coins as well. It's everyone's favorite, you know. I don't think the CCM stuff really matters. It doesn't really affect the Pump token itself, but people cycle through that narrative so quickly because, first of all, there's not a lot of money on Solana, not a lot of money on chain. It's the same guys buying microcaps. No one is holding stuff to like, you know, everyone's just dumping on each other, right? Like, this is why Solana is also like, I mean, that's not why, but people in Solana are like, okay, let's get IPOs on chain. Let's bring serious companies onto the blockchain and tokenize them, or you know, and they might pull it off this cycle with, I don't know, there could be some like humanoid robotics company that is desperate for like attention, and then like Solana BD might go like, hey, like we'll give you some money, let's get this shit rolling, right? And then it might bring some legitimacy, right? Like you need some like narrative, you need some kind of like you need something that people want to bid, you know? And yeah, like I think this will happen this cycle. I think someone's gonna do some RWA play on Solana, ICM narrative or whatever, and just look like this. I think Solana really needs to tap into this like IRL narrative of like humanoid robotics or whatever is going on in Web 2. That's how the AI meta kind of came about, right? Like AI was big. What's that guy's name? The egghead, Mark Andreessen. He followed the Goat dev, and then they launched Goat. I don't know who launched Goat. Obviously, it was done very like strategically, and everyone in Malaysia started shilling Goat, right? These Malaysian guys these Koreans, these Malaysians, they're all probably like caballing some robotics idea at like as we speak right now, and someone in Solana is already planning this. You know, like this has to happen because this year is the theme is RWA and robots. Someone's gonna crime some shit on Solana. It's gonna happen on Solana and not another chain because that's where the liquidity and attention is. It's not gonna happen on Binance. It's not gonna happen on Binance. It's gonna be on Solana. It's my prediction that someone will do something like this that just, you know, sucks all the liquidity again and starts a new meta. It's not gonna be pumped off fun. It's not gonna be pumped off fun.
Egghead is crazy. It felt like for a second it was gonna happen with the RWA collectible cards kind of stuff.
I think that's the warm up because like it's cards, man. It's like it's not that interesting, you know. But when you get to like the IRL narratives, then it's like people start dreaming, and then like you get like, you know, you gotta get the devs' attention. Like ultimately, developers are like people that can code and like, you know, people that can do IRL stuff. They drive this stuff much further. And this is my prediction: is that I don't think it's like crypto native devs gonna do some stuff along this line. I think it's gonna be like real life, like actual Web2 companies that might start to like look like Figure is $40 billion, and they just posted a video of you know, of them like putting cameras on people's heads and recording data IRL as if it were some like, you know, new kind of thing. This is not new. This is very this was a hypothesis that many people already had years ago, and there's a lot of open source data sets like that, and there's also people that have been doing it for a long time and have been selling this type of data. So why is a $40 billion humanoid robotics company that is like number one in CT's mind posting some kind of like not that interesting thing to the actual people that work in that industry? It's because and they partner with Brookfield, right? So I just think you're gonna see like a lot more like BD and narratives and these like people will just force things and then like it'll happen, right? I think robotics is such like a, it's not a really big, especially humanoids, it's not a really big industry. Yeah, it's really small. But there can be a lot of expansion, and CT is really, they always talk about it. Oh, what's the humanoid play? What's the humanoid play? So whoever really wants to make big money is gonna do something along this line and get everyone's attention. It's just an obvious task that Solana people should probably be focusing on if they care. If they care.
I mean, Gwart, I'll ask you this. I know you got to go in a couple minutes, so we can use it as kind of a sign off. But do you have like a worldview take on Solana? Like, do you think if and when we get this next on-chain or meta explosion, do you think it's gonna happen on Sol?
I mean, it seems like the leading candidate. I would agree with that. I don't have a strong take. This isn't a very good sign off for me then. But yeah, I don't have like such a strong take on this. Like, it does seem like all the activity is on Solana or it is on Hyperliquid. So I mean, it also, like, where are the developers going right now, right? Like, I don't know. We heard about Base for a while there. I guess maybe if there's going to be a Base token coming up, we could see some more activity, and that could draw developers. And I don't know. I don't have strong opinions there. But I think, yeah, Solana seems like the likely place.
Then to give you like a better sign off, and maybe we can do part 2 at some point in the future. What do you like? Not Bitcoin. You can't say Bitcoin. What are you the most excited about in crypto right now?
I can't say Bitcoin. I mean, I'm very impressed. I am very impressed with Hyperliquid. Again, it's not my domain, so it's right. Like I learned to trade perps in the last 3 months, and it's pure gamble, right? Like I do not think that I am a perp trader by any means, but I think that Hyperliquid is extremely. I mean, we should applaud. We should applaud them, right? Like, truly. And yeah, I have very, like, I hold them in high regard. I'm not very interested in stablecoins. I'm also not very. I can tell you what I'm not interested in.
Yeah, please.
Stablecoins are not very interesting to me. DATs are not very interesting to me. A lot of the mechanism design stuff that we salivated over and spent way too much time on during the bear market is not that interesting to me anymore. So I don't know. Maybe if Chang is right and we get some massive influx of robotics devs coming to crypto, then I will get excited about that.
Gwart, you're awesome, bro. I appreciate you you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. See you guys.
Of course, yeah.
All right, peace.
Chang, you want to stay on for like 15 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, but let me fix the overlay. Wait, I actually have a special one for you. Wait, hold on. You're gonna be off screen for like 1 minute. Hold on, chat. Bear with me. Gwart's awesome. I fucking love that guy. Luke Jones, did you send me the okay, you did. Cool. Awesome. Let's fucking go. Okay, bet. What's the like what do you pay attention to for the robotics thing?
Fuck. So, you know, in 2024 of January is kind of when I started like getting into this robotics, like kind of like I guess it started to seem really interesting because Tesla, especially like Elon, he was like kind of forcing it down people's throats. And you know, you learn to just not like fade people like this. They can just set a narrative and then it's gonna happen. It's like the Tesla cult believing that robo taxis are gonna be like massively adopted, right? So for humanoid, just like we thought like, oh, like you could just train you know, the way that like Tesla already like does the training and does like the stuff with the cars, they'll apply the same strategy to humanoid robots. And we're like, okay, let's just get the fucking data. Let's get a shit ton of data and start selling that data or working with companies. And it kind of worked out, right? It kind of worked out because companies did start buying this data. And I think throughout that journey, you start to see like, okay, people are now there's like thousands of people trying to do the same thing. And yeah, there's like improvements in terms of like the physical world models are basically what these, you know, NVIDIA and Meta are talking about. Okay, let's just like LLMs are stagnating. Let's go get some like let's just go do some like world models, right? And then like let's just send that. And then and let's even push out the narrative of like synthetic data generation. So like GPUs have even more of a usage, right? Like let's keep buying more GPUs. Let's just keep training, right? And then like it's just like it's just like accelerating, right? Accelerating, and then like till this day, no one has a humanoid in their house.
Yeah.
So it'll probably take like I don't know, 7 to 8, maybe 10 years. I don't think it's going to be less than 5 until you see that stuff. And then there's also this debate of like, oh, are people even going to want humanoids in their home? I think you'll see humanoids, but like, yeah, it's just like, and also like a lot of crypto money has like aped into these deals, whether it's through like SPVs or
Yeah.
you know, and you got to ask yourself, why are these companies so willing to raise money from crypto people? Like that's like the lowest kind of you don't usually want crypto money, right? It's kind of like that's like it's like who's really on top? Is it crypto or like AI?
Yeah.
Like if everyone AI is shilling robotics now, and you know they want the money to come. It's like Polymarket and Kalshi, right? I mean, sorry, not Polymarket, but Kalshi. Kalshi wants, you know, they want crypto users. They want people to KYC and go trade on Kalshi. Everyone wants, and exchanges are going to deploy more, and like they want crypto money, right? Everyone wants crypto users, and everyone in Web2, at some point, they're going to see all this shit and they'll be like, oh, I want a token as well. It's just like everyone knows there's money here, you know. Everyone wants a piece of the pie, and everyone wants exit liquidity. And who better to have as your exit liquidity than a bunch of crypto people? Like these are the stupidest people on the planet. Like they believe anything, right? And even if they don't believe it, they're gonna bid because they're trained to. They're like dogs, you know. We're like little dogs. Like we've been experimenting in this little space for so long, and we're programmed to react to things. Like when Aster comes out, we all bridge and go bid Aster. It's like we're programmed to act in a certain way. And these people in robotics, you think they don't know that? Of course they know that. Like these founders and shit. Like you really gotta think if they don't want crypto as a liquidity, why are they trying to get people in crypto to go and structure raises for them? And you know, so they want to exit.
So if everyone wants crypto as their EL, why is it taking them so long to get it? Because bro, it's not hard to get it. It really is. If you're a TradFi Web2 company with any sort of adoption traction whatsoever, it is really easy to get this money. So why is it taking them so long to come swoop in?
I don't think it's taken that long though. I think robotics has been very quick. It's been much quicker than I would imagine, but it does align with like, you know, like hype cycles, right? Like it is happening at the pace that it should happen in a really frothy market. Like, you know, like we all want to ape into like a really sexy narrative, and yeah, I mean, look, they are going to get their exit liquidity, whether or not we say yes or no. Like it's going to happen. Like I just said, if Solana has like some robotics thing, everyone's going to ape it, right? Like we're programmed to do this.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to diverge from that. Yeah, and like Unitree, they stated their IPO was going to be like, I think like 5 to 7 billion. I don't know what actually IPO is at, but 7 billion seems a lot cheaper than 40 billion. Right.
Yeah.
And one has like the entire like Chinese government put behind it as support, and the other one is competing with a bunch of other American companies, right? It's like, well, yeah.
Here's a question for you then, is like, if the trained take was a crazy one, I hadn't really heard that. You're undeniably correct. But if people in crypto are so stupid, how was it that they were able to acquire this capital that everybody so desperately wants as exit liquidity? Like, how do they end up with so much money?
So this is like a really wide range of people, right? I would say let's just use average kind of person.
Okay.
If you stick around in something for a few years and things are so volatile, at some point you roll the dice, you're gonna end up with a number in your bank account or your wallet that just looks pretty high. But then at the same time, like it could be zero the next day. So it's just like a dice roll, right? Like it's not everyone has more money. It's just like the longer you stay here, you're just gonna end up with something in your wallet. The number fluctuates, right? It's like on cards. Like you saw people just like turn 5 figs to or like I don't know 7 figs or something. Just like shit like that happens all the time, right? But I mean the market cap of crypto is also like I think it's decent. It's like higher than Google. Like Google moved 50% from April till now, and that's like a $3 trillion asset. So yeah, I would say like crypto is undervalued, you know, like altcoins are undervalued actually. They can go much higher. They should go much higher because yeah, I don't believe what Anteater says about, you know, everything going to zero. Yeah, everything does go to zero, but every cycle things go much higher. Things go much higher. Like
what do you think about all the Anteater? Well, not you don't have to call. I don't even have to call him out directly, but just that idea of crypto Twitter top signals.
yeah, everyone's been calling tops for like the past like few months, right? Like every day. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing as people call it's the same thing as me being a permable, just like always saying, "Oh, let's go higher, let's go higher." Like it's the same kind of retardation, really.
Yeah, yeah.
No difference.
Are you actually permable?
On crypto, yeah.
Why?
I mean, it's like fuck everything else, man. Like I swear, like if a bunch of people in crypto, they just like okay, let's use one guy as an example. This guy got bull pilled on humanoids and robots as his next big thing. Why is he still spending all his time in crypto? Like it's like you still need the network in crypto. You still need the influence on crypto. You still need like people need so much from crypto, right? And they could brand it as a way like, oh, I don't need crypto. I don't need this shit, right? I don't need to interact with you guys. You guys are all brokies. But at the end of the day, like that's not what their actions say, right? Right? It's like, yeah.
So you're like a permeable on the price, but you're also a permeable on the idea of crypto and the social network and the like hierarchy of how the space work. Like you're permeable on CT.
I'm a bull in tech as well. Like, I think you're gonna see more talented like high schoolers and uni graduates also come into crypto. Yeah, they're like a lagging indicator, right? They're a lagging indicator. Like uni kids, they never like adopt or they never get into something like really early. It's always like can you imagine how weird it was for Vitalik to be at like University of Waterloo in 2015 or 2015 or 16 talking about Ethereum? Like how many people understood it? Barely anybody, right? Like no one gave a fuck. Everyone was thinking about like Facebook, Palantir, Shopify, Spotify. I don't know, right? Like it's no one was talking about Ethereum, so it just takes some time. And yeah, like even you can look at like so like Paradigm Fellows, for example, they will continuously onboard more kids that fit like the MIT, Stanford, Harvard, previous quant, algo trading, software engineer, AI company kind of like archetype. And you'll see kids who give up on crypto after like a year or two. They might go work at some like really good company IRL, right? And then they might come back. But they come back with a reputation that they worked at that company and they'll try to raise more money. So yeah, it's just a challenge. It's just like a new kind of newer shit, right? It's but yeah, ultimately, like, look, $4 trillion market cap, send it to the fucking moon, right?
It's so low. I also remember. So go.
I still believe in bear markets though, so like, but yeah,
I remember
yeah,
thinking like in 20, like I showed up in 2020 for Top Shot, and then I was like an NFT tard for 2 years or whatever. And I remember thinking like how smart I was for just feeling like we were on the bleeding edge. And I'm like, wow, like I really found the group of people that I think we're just like right and nobody else is. And then the bear market happens, and yeah, maybe everybody else was right, but this thing is still really cool. And then it comes back in 2024, and then now where we are in 2025, and it very much just feels like I think we're just right on the crypto stuff. Like it really just feels like the great VC. You tweeted about this, the great VC rotation from AI stuff to crypto. You tweeted about a lot of interesting stuff, but it sort of just feels like yeah, we're just right, and everyone that comes to crypto and then leaves to go work at some cool AI company or tech company, they just end up coming back to crypto. Everyone just comes back, or you just never leave.
yeah. And I think like, look, like Crypto Kitties and NBA Top Shot, both from Vancouver. The fact that the fact that Dapper Labs uh was winning that hard was also kind of a hint that crypto is still kind of early because it's very rare in the startup world that you see like a company from Vancouver just like hit it big, right? Like that. And it's just like, yeah, you're gonna see less companies like that win, right? It's gonna be more of the companies that are just like they model the same kind of like, oh, it's like, yeah, of course that guy won. He's like Jeffrey Yan's a giga brain, right? He's a giga brain. So there's gonna be more giga brains, and with giga brains comes more rape as well.
Grape in GTA,
Different kind of
in GTA. Or on Twitch is like a little. Yeah, they don't like that word. GTA, so it's okay.
around.
Yeah. Valid though. What do you not like in crypto right now? What are you the most? I guess the robotic, some of the humanoid stuff because you think it's exit liquidity. Is there anything else that you are like particularly against or anti right now in crypto?
Okay, I like robotics a lot. That's why I'm so like I'm so criticizing of it. It's not that I don't like it. In crypto, what I don't like is I don't know, Farcaster maybe.
Dude,
I got nothing else to say,
it's a
man. I got nothing else to say. Oh, like Coinbase. Like they will you know, some people will leave Coinbase and then go build a narrative startup, and then it's always the same VCs chunking in, and then their plan is just to use all the funds to get them on Binance and then up it. Okay, if Coinbase is so good, why are all your employees trying to get Binance and up it listings? Like you're you're just telling everyone your exchange is ass, right? Like it's like if you're gonna wait, like if you're gonna like basically people don't do what they like if they're saying something, market something in some way, and then they just act completely against it, and then they just use price as the indicator of like, oh yeah, it's just like it's too much bullshit,
So
right?
what do you think about base token and the idea of base token? How successful will that be?
If that token ever launches, oh man, this thing they just sell everything, right? Like, dude, it's a like yeah, like people are positioned in Aerodrome and Morpho. Like Morpho released the news today that they're integrated with Base app. But people knew that news for a long time, right? And it's just like, okay, you're gonna line up the announcements, pump all the Base tokens. It's fun. It's just fun. It's not like the Base token is gonna be anything special, I think. And also, like if you're in Ethereum and land and you've been like an Ethereum bull for all these like reasons, and then like you just get like destroyed by Coinbase like that, like it's kind of I don't know. It's like you're cheering on Base as an L2 for ETH, and then they shoot you in the foot, and then I don't know, just like fuck Ethereum, Like what the hell is that even? Like
Why do you think it's a
how
shot
do
in
you
the foot?
you just let someone like use you like that, and then like it's really disrespectful and it's disgusting, right? And it's very corporate of Coinbase to do something like that and then play this like long game and like, dude, like these companies gotta like start acting like they gotta start doing what they say they're gonna do and not like playing these like weird ass games for years on end. It's like I don't want to say that word, but like you know what the word I'm thinking about. I just
Yeah.
yeah,
Say
right?
it with with the G. You're allowed to say it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. Do there's not a lot of people, Robert Chang, DeFi Chang, that come on Twitter and are very vocally critical of popular things in crypto. Like, why is that? You do it. I mean, you were very critical about things. Sometimes it's shitpost, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's read between the lines. But there's not a lot of people like it. It's not a common thing amongst crypto people in this financial game that we play.
Yeah, I think it's just like a feedback loop, right? Like you're critical, you get attention. Like sometimes I feel really bad for what I tweet about. Like honestly feel really bad.
Really?
Like yeah, like sometimes I'm like I need to take a good look at myself and stop doing this. Like this is really unhealthy and I want to develop good working relationships with everyone in this space, right? But when I was actually doing that, it got me nowhere. Like it's only when I started like being myself on the internet where I started making friends and having like, it's just like sometimes someone's got to say some shit, and it's like, look, I disagree with all those like Anon accounts that you see popping up, talking shit about this and that and VCs and all that. Like some of them are just like uh really, really stupid. But like yeah, there's always gonna be criticism, man. Like it's Twitter. It's this website was invented for trolls. I'm a troll.
What tweet did you feel bad about and take a look in the mirror?
I think I've said some stuff to like Jesse Polak before, and I see him liking my tweets sometimes. I'm like shit, And then I'm gonna be real. Like I probably said some shit to about you and Razmir and like Ansem as well. And like, I don't like obviously like, it's just it's in the moment, right? But yeah. but yeah, let's also be real here, right? Like there's a ton of shit that actually like kind of angers me sometimes too. But yeah, that doesn't really help anyone. It's just like a troll box.
I didn't even see what you said about me.
I don't know, probably just random shit.
I won't look. Okay, I'll let you go soon, but you're kind of cooking. Tell me this. You shouted out, I followed him. You shouted out DJ Trades for nailing BNB. This guy has 700 followers on Twitter. You do that. I like to think, and when I did my CT tier list, congratulations, by the way, number 27. Well, I like to think when I did the tier list, my goal with it was just to show like domain ball knowledge on I know the social graph of CT, and I like to pride myself on knowing guest selection, people I bring on the stream, like having ball knowledge on CT. Your ball knowledge is like unreal. Like you frequently are mentioning people that have 500 followers on Twitter, like complete randoms I've never heard of. I have 2 mutuals with this guy. 9 mutuals with this guy. Like, what is your strat on Twitter to connect with these people?
I think the algo just kind of fed me DJ Trades when he had like less than 100 followers. Like in 2023, a lot of these guys also that I know now, that I interact with, they also had like no followers. It's just like when you're, I guess when you're hungrier, it's like you kind of just like things come to you naturally, and when you're complacent, nothing seems to appear. But DJ Trades, he drew a fractal on Athena, and dude, like that, like no one was shilling Athena at all. Like he bottom ticked that thing, right? With a fractal. I don't care if I don't believe in TA, all this fractal shit, but hey, like if someone had conviction on something and they showed it much earlier than someone else, they're worth a follow, right? Like there's tons of guys like that, which I like.
You're on it. It's honestly impressive. I think it's hard to do too because you get lost in this FYP slop wash cycle. But you're frequently like, interacting with account. I have you on notice, which is kind of crazy. But you're frequently interacting with accounts. I'm like, but who is this? How did you even find this person? It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, like when you did the tier list, I think a lot of people disagreed with you, but like let's be objective here. Like you clearly like you knew everyone in the space, and it was obvious that you knew stuff that other people don't know, and people are still like like that's what I mean. Like you could be a VC and hit way more shots than any of these other VCs in crypto. Like realistically, at this point, like it's just because crypto is a small space,
Yeah.
so you can kind of like level up quicker, right? And yeah.
All right, I'll let you. Last topic. Because you brought it up. What is the deal with these, like the Blork works and all these like anon obvious work for some VC venture? Balloon Lover is one of them. I think he's gone now from Twitter. Mist. Like there's a bunch of them. Who are these people? And not literally who are they, but like what's the archetype? Like I don't want their government name, but like what's the yeah.
Definitely some are founders. Some have worked in capacity with funds and protocols, especially when it comes to designing or structuring how the protocol would look or how it should be built, maybe managing some engineers. Like they definitely know how to build shit. They're definitely not retarded. Blorkworks sounds like some guy who's more VC kind of guy, not really a builder guy. But Big Bird, the yellow bird, I speculated that account has switched hands at least once.
I've heard this.
I don't think it's the same person. Oh, really?
I've heard multiple people run it, was what I heard, but I talked to retards, so I don't know.
Okay. So when Big Bird first came out, that was probably the smartest account on CT. Like that guy probably had like he's probably one of the best. I don't know what he does, but whatever he does, he's probably like the best at that like thing that he does. He's very smart.
Whoa. It's gone off Twitter, right?
Now I don't know who runs the account, but I'm just saying like before, if I had to guess, because yeah. It's just like insane. It's like Gwart was like a tier under that, right? Like just insane, like random knowledge that like would take people a few months to kind of catch on to. Yeah.
Gwart has pretty crazy ball knowledge, to be honest.
Yeah, Gwart's an angel investor in the company I work for. So
What is the company you work for? You could quick show if you want.
yeah, I work for Unto. Yeah, Gwart's an angel. I saw him on the cap table. I saw everyone that I respect on the cap table, and I was like, yeah, this is where I want to work, right? Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, actual last question. You leave after this. Someone asked in the chat a couple times. Prediction market take.
Fuck. I think they get more popular, but so like Polymarket and Kalshi, I think they're trying to become more like exchanges. If they just continue to be like prediction markets, they are not going to do well. They can't really grow. They have to sell the exchange story. They have to become like a centralized exchange or decentralized exchange, because exchanges ultimately are like have the most insane valuation. So they have to enable different ways for people to trade things, and right. So that's what they're doing now. Their growth strategy also really mimics things like L1s, because they do like ecosystem grants, they do the badges, they are hiring crypto people. Like they're playing the L1 game, although they're not L1. And I think it's kind of interesting because they might, I don't know, I think Polymarket would have a token, right? And I think that token would do well. But I don't trade on prediction markets. I know people that do, and the people that do, they really love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's a guy called on Twitter called Mark or Outpace, and he was like the earliest kind of one of the earlier guys to really talk about Polymarket and say like, yeah, let's trade on Polymarket. Set up a Telegram group, added 100 people in, and everyone was just like making bets all day, especially when like the war stuff was going on. So yeah, there's enthusiasts, right? These are enthusiasts, and as long as a sector has enthusiasts, it can grow a lot more because they're fanatical about it. They won't stop talking about it. They love it, right? And they have strong opinions against Kalshi as well. And that's because Kalshi is growing and they're also gaining market share. They have all the attention too, right? So it's interesting. It's like, yeah, I think it grows. I think it grows. Although the volume and the statistics, they don't really show that today. I think it might come later on, but they have to become more like exchanges though.
I like that take. I think it makes sense. And yeah, there definitely is this kind of cult lover community of people that like prediction markets. They love prediction markets. They religiously use them, which is cool. Dude, I love when you come on. You should come on more.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy to.
I love when you do media. Give me like a I don't know, give me a sign off. Give me like a take. Give me like a hot take or like a goodbye. Do you have anything else you wanted to say that you didn't get to say during this?
Dude, I don't fucking
What do you
know,
think
man.
happens
like,
in crypto media? Last question. What do you think happens in crypto media? Internet money, entertainment, finance, media. What do you think happens?
Okay, yeah, crypto media is gonna look a lot more like, you know, just like stuff that you see right now. Like, it's gonna go the path of like TikTok. What was big in China? What was big in Korea? The US will just redo all that shit. And I think someone, so Shitcoin Safari also like made an analogy that like crypto will grow kind of like the K-pop industry. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh.
Like it is kind of going that way. Like, you know, what if we have like streamer agencies in crypto? I don't know. Like maybe people that come to crypto will be trained to be streamers. I don't know. Like it's just I think crypto media, of course, it's just gonna keep growing, right? Like look, people tune in to listen to you, right? It's yeah. People beg to get on the podcast, right? Like people, I know this. Like there's founders that build protocols that are like, how can I need an intro to threadguy, right? So
That's awesome. Somebody clip that. What happened to Shitcoin Safari?
Defi God One bullied him off again. Every time he comes back, Defi God One talks
Wait,
shit to him.
who is that? Defi God One. I don't even know who that is.
Defi God One is his username was like Bull Trapper.
Oh, I'm blocked. Why? Why is he bullying him off?
I think he bullies everyone, but he's like a cyber bully, like a full-time cyber bully.
Really?
He's like a, yeah, DeFi God One is like you know, a lot of the stuff in crypto today is just like he kind of started all of this like shit. You know, a lot of
What
the
do you
words
mean?
that people say, a lot of the memes.
Oh,
Yeah, like you could say that like DeFi, this like word, like he kind of took that word and made it into something that's like really fucking big, right? Like you could say it's like Robert Leshner or Stanny or I don't know, Sergi or whatever all these like DeFi 1.0 guys were doing, but really, I think it's like DeFi God One that really like brought DeFi mainstream. Because like if you're a kid, you're playing, you're scrolling Twitter for the first time, people are talking about yield farming. The first profile you would see was DeFi God One, and then you would get into Sushi Swap, and then the governance drama with the VCs like Lightspeed or I think it's like Pantera. I don't know. Some of these VCs went in, tried to take over Sushi Swap, and DeFi God One was in the Discord defending like the the anon, the DeFi degen vision, the transparency, the fairness of a DeFi protocol against these VCs. So it's like that's where the vision really came from.
and why is he so angry?
He's just a troll. Like it's just like, yeah, he's just like he likes to bully people all the time.
Are you homies
I
with
don't know
him?
where he is, by the way. Hmm?
Are you homies with DeFi God One?
I don't know. I think he hates me. Yeah,
Why? Why?
I don't know. I don't know, because like I'm Chinese, maybe. Like he hates Chinese people. That's
Damn.
like all the like the racism that people have towards CZ or China in crypto. Like a lot of these memes were spawned by him. Like he set the rules in a way on CT. Like CT is kind of like almost invented by him,
What?
right? It's kind of
Seriously?
like uh,
Really?
the culture. 2021 DeFi culture. This guy was literally like he popped off, and then in the bear market, uh, Jing Tao trenching, gambling, right? Everyone became a trencher. Like it's like you have an enthusiast on a topic, and then you take it to the extreme levels, right? That topic just gets bigger. Prediction markets, John Wang. The HIP article,
Uh-huh.
HIP4 that just
Yeah.
came out for
Yeah.
Hyperliquid. Like
Uh-huh.
everyone knows this article, but no one was following Bedlam research or following what Crane or Rajiv were saying. But suddenly John Wang co-authors this article with them, and hey, everyone knows him now. So it's like you need the extremists
Whoa.
on a topic, and then you need to collaborate with the extremist and then just send it.
You're saying Jing Tao created trenching in the chat.
He definitely created trenching.
What?
That word might have been invented by him.
Holy.
If I like, maybe it wasn't invented by him, but if he didn't exist, that word would not exist.
Whoa. I did not know that. And
Yeah, like you're gonna have 1,000 copycats that want to be like you too.
whoa. That's and this is this Bull Trapper 00 is who you're talking about, DeFi God One, right?
Yeah.
No chance he would come on the stream, probably not. I'm blocked.
No, he'll never do that. Yeah.
Do you think he like made it in DeFi?
For sure. He's probably like somewhere close to you, maybe like in a physical location, if I had to guess. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn. When did you was Robert Chang or Chang DeFi your only account, and when did you get the most active on Twitter?
I was most active on the 2023 Q4 rally.
Got it.
That's when I was really hungry. 2022 was like a suffering year for me. Like it was terrible. Like you're right? It's just going through the first kind of like, bought the top at 2021, wrote it all down. But I did have an account in 2021, which I sold for 10K to a random guy in the Remilio Telegram chat. So I was down bad. Someone messaged me in the Remilio Telegram chat, "Hey, I want to buy your account." I said I will not sell it to you for unless you offer me 10K, because Jingtao told me to sell it for 10K and not like 2K, I think. So I just sat on it for like 5 months, and then he finally bit and bought my account.
What was
So,
the
yeah.
what was the handle? Oh, you don't want to say?
I can't say.
Yeah, okay. Fair. Yeah, I was trying to get you banned.
It's dead now. Like no one uses it. It's just sitting there. Yeah.
And you like turn that money into a run or not exactly?
Yeah, but then like I went on Hyperliquid like a few months after and probably blew up too. So
Whoa. Dude, you have crazy lore. You're gonna come back on at some point. But thank you for coming on. This was sick.
yeah.
Do you like
thank
doing
you.
these? I know you do like a few. You do an occasional pod. Do you enjoy them or not really?
Yes. But only if it's like once in a while. Like it's 5 a.m. for me right now here. But
Oh,
like
dude.
yeah, it's like, hey, if you're calling me on, I'm not gonna say no. So yeah.
Sick, man. DeFi Chang, you the go, bro. Have a good one.